Hello everyone. I want to create this new video, a new piece, where I want to go a little bit deeper on the 12 areas of life within the Lifebook premise. It is something that has been useful for me quite strongly for the last couple of 3 months, something like that. And for me, it was that connection of the whole personal acknowledgement system that I've been building together with like a structured, like what kind of areas in life do you actually have. And I want to go a little bit deeper today on the sequence of the areas because I reorganized them a little bit. And this is because I didn't felt like it was the correct build up. Because like this is not specifically what John and Missy Butcher said, I think, but this was more something that my coach said. As in the live book is a building up from like first individual and then that layer outside of yourself and then that layer outside of that and then that layer outside of that, which creates the vision that's on that outer layer. And in the original sequence, they have started with health and fitness because if your health isn't the way that it should be, if you're ill or if you don't have any power, then all of the other categories don't really matter. Their words. Um, and then the emotional one, then the intellectual one, then the character one, then the spiritual life game, and then something called the love, the family, social, finance, career, quality of life vision. And I've kind of reframed it a little bit based on how I am, how I'm thinking about what I call the reality of life, if that makes sense. It's so funny. Wait, let me just use the lighting to actually have. Why is it not working? It is working now. Let me just do that. And what I am also learning is to create higher quality content for all of you guys. And at the same time, without sounding as a NPC, like a non-playable character, basically. I don't really want to do this for the views, but I want to do this as a documentation upon my work, why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing, and documenting my journey. Good. My spiritual life. And I'm going to reframe it. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. For me, it starts with the spiritual. And that's also the reason why I'm going to reframe it a little bit. Because the spiritual means for me the consciousness, like the internal me that is observing my thoughts, my body, my emotions, all, like just the observer of the things. And that's for me the spiritual life. And when I do something, an action that I like categorize as spiritual, that main purpose is me connecting with that purest version of myself without all of the physical things around me. So that is for me the spiritual life itself. It is that level of consciousness. And the second one, like you're already seeing that. The second one is my character, as in me choosing my own behaviors that I want to share. That doesn't mean that I need to like be happy all of the time or that I need to be like a joyful person all of the time. But it's me choosing my character traits specifically, and acting upon those character traits. So that would be 12 No, the 16 habits of highly evolved beings. Not habits, but the character traits. He mentioned it differently. So those could be things that you write down here and that you can reflect upon that weekly or monthly or daily. And will that be possible? No, not really, but I will integrate it in my character trait and most probably publicize it afterwards. So that character, so that it starts with my consciousness, and the second one is my character, because those are the set of rules that I want to live by. Doesn't mean I'm flawless with those, because I'm not. But that's the second one. The third one for me is my emotional life. Like I just mentioned within the spiritual already, that's a consciousness level that is observing my emotional life. And for me, that also is connected with the image that you see there. For me, the consciousness is observing the body and observing the vibration, which it's translating into emotional states. So if I'm feeling angry, that literally means, this is how I understand based on my research, based on my electrical engineering, based on everything that I've experienced. If you're angry, then it is the state of your molecules move less quickly comparison to you feeling happy and joyful and neutral and courageous and in that state of love. Then you feel your atoms moving quicker, like within such a minuscule moment. Like you don't actually like vibrate faster like this, but the cells inside of you vibrate faster, which we translate as higher emotional states. So that's the reason why it's for me the third one. It's a very important one, even before health and fitness. And after that emotional layer, after that vibrational layer of emotions, then my health and fitness comes in. That means, am I good taking care of this vessel which I call me? So for me, that like includes very practical things as well, like taking care of my teeth, taking care of my hair, taking care of my face, taking care of my body, like all of those um, relatively earthly, practical things. My nutrition, food is added upon that. So that's my fifth one. And then I'm going to put you there. And only then the fifth one comes in. And that's a very interesting one because what I noticed based on the conversations that I'm having with everyone around me, like 90% of the people of the society is focused on that intellectual one. Our school system has been built upon that. And that's not so fun. So that's also the reason why it's fifth for me, to like reduce it a little bit on the importance or in the depth of what it. No, it's not even in the importance, but it's in the level of um, like how far away is it comparison to the true version of me, like my spiritual one. That's like the true version of me. That's the deepest layer. And the character is the first layer on top of that. And emotional is the second layer on top of that. And so the intellectual one is only the fourth one on top of my consciousness over my over my spiritual one. I have to say it correctly. Good. And then we have that intimate relationship, which is the connection, the first separation of the self towards someone else. And I've reframed it from an love relationship into an intimate relationship, because this could be your best friend. It doesn't need to be one specific person that you need to talk to about everything. Um, like within the method it has been used within the marriage or the relationship or stuff like that. It's quite often this, but this could be like your best mate as well. Like that person that you open up emotionally and spiritually up with towards most. Good. And then I have added my family line. And the family line with the text that's beneath it, it is for those you have a codependent with. So those who depend on you and where you depend on them. So it is a bigger, stronger community around you, like that social crew. Um, yeah, that's also a big one. And then we have, sorry, and then we have something called my social life. And the social life is those you want to spend time with. And as right now, I'm kind of leaning into like starting my own decent career, like having income from there. And I do speak people that I'm like, oh, like I can help you with a specific person, but with a specific subject problem, something like that. But I don't really want to have you in my social category. And splitting those two will really align my focus upon, okay, this is for career, this is for adding value, something in your life, which is adding value for everyone. And my social life is just the people that I want to have around me, which make me feel better as an individual. So having that separation is a very powerful one. And yeah, like I mentioned in one of the previous videos, I'm going to like separate within my social life because I've got now no idea, it doesn't matter how many certain amount of um, people in my social life. Same as Facebook. Like, you've got 500 friends. No, not really. Um, but within that list of groups, I'm going to write down like, okay, but how how good emotionally and spiritually am I connected to those people? Like, how much would I be able to do for them? Like, how much do I want to do for them? And like, really tuning into that one. And I see for some reason, yeah, this is better. So that will be a different layers, different tiers, probably as in going from a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. As in people that you can have a nice evening with, but other than that, nothing really um, that special. Yeah, like really honing on that one currently within the Lifebook structure. And then I have my finance. And the finance for me is how to manage the values that I have. Like it's not only managing the money, but it's also managing like the materials that I have around me. Like how do I store them? How do I deal with them? How do I like how much value is there? It's like organizing the value that I have. It is a very vague concept at the moment because I feel like that for me personally I have a lot to learn in that specific area. But that's kind of how I deal with it in, as a whole, as in just managing your values. And then I've added the career. And the career for me personally is it is how to create wealth. Because like I really hope from the deepest of my heart after I've publicized this video and you are watching this. And so this is partially my career move, one of my actions within my career. I really hope that you're getting quite a lot of value within that, within this concept, based on the words that I'm using, based on the interaction that you and I are having. Really amazing to do that. So my career includes creating wealth and value for others. And at the same time, like because of that, receiving income from that, which helps me feed all of the other areas in my life. Because that's the way in. All right, and then I have my quality of life, and my personal quality of life is I find it a difficult one to explain deeply because I started writing down stuff like having an amazing kitchen, having material foods, nutritions, having a very comfortable car, very comfortable motorbike, uh, all of those materialistic things. But for me, also, the quality of life is having a decent chair, having um, a good neighborhood around me, like good people around me, like having interactions with the correct people just in general. So I find that a little bit troublesome to actually like hone down, like what does it actually mean underneath all of this. Um, so that's the quality of life that I'm searching in. And then we lean into the life vision, and that's the underlying one, as in okay, but what's the North Star? What's that future version of where we want to go in? And that's a very powerful one. And that includes a synopsis. So the ideal lifestyle that you want to have within like the 5 years vision. And for me, that's also why I have, um, sorry, why I organized this difference a little bit. Is your life vision is directly also connected to your consciousness again. Because if you have your consciousness, you have your idea of this is where you want to go. That's kind of the same thing for me. That's the starting point of creation with the vibrational states. Starts with an idea before it becomes reality. Starts with that spiritual life, that consciousness, goes to the life vision, which includes like a life vision, and then it goes back to consciousness again. And this sequence makes sense for me personally. This is also why I wanted to share this whole idea. Because, yeah, we're just here to share insights, basically. Alright, is there something else that I wanted to say? No, this was it for now. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.